Hey everybody, Healthy Prepper here. On a more serious note, had an interesting situation today that got me to thinking. Happy Prepper and I went to the bank this morning and noticed a bunch of cop cars surrounding the bank. The police were standing out there. Actually, it was the sheriff's department. And so we got out of the car and they said, "I'm sorry, the bank is closed today. You can use the ATM, but you cannot go inside." Now, I wasn't quite sure what was going on, whether it was a robbery or you never know, a Cyprus type event where you just can no longer go into the banks. But it turned out it was a bank robbery that had just occurred. And so we probably got back in our car and left. But it got me to thinking about security and protection and really what a thin veil of security and protection we have. No matter how well prepared you are, you cannot be everywhere all the time. And I started to think about my home and how well protected it is or is not. In our personal area where we live, there's been 3 home invasions in the last year that I know of, just from walking around talking to neighbors. And these have all been daylight hour home invasions, break-ins, either kicking in the front door or kicking in the sliding glass doors in the back, breaking in while people are home, robbing them, taking things, threatening lives, things like that. And, we have the basics. We have our guns, we have our pistols, we have our rifles, we have our shotguns. We try and have a weapon with us at all times, although there are times we do not, this does happen in a daily life. And it got me to thinking where the holes are in our system. Now, with the home invasions and the bank robbery this morning, I've started to think that you can't protect yourself and your homestead all the time. No matter what you do, you cannot be on each side of the house. You cannot be looking out the front, looking out the back, and you cannot have your entire family or group of people or community constantly on guard. Some people will have to be doing other tasks such as gardening, gathering water, doing things if the grid does go down, if there is an SHTF scenario where we don't have normal supplies at the stores, where you are having to be self-sufficient. You're going to have people that are going to be, they're going to have to be dedicated to going to get wood, get fuel, keep the place warm, keep people fed, keep people clean, dry, make sure that they have good medical situations covered. So I realized looking at it, if the electricity goes out, that certainly cuts out alarm systems, calling the police. I heard a line just today, 9/11 arrives the same time the hearse arrives. So I thought that was a good one, which kind of gives you an indication on it's important to be able to protect yourself. Don't necessarily rely on the police. Don't necessarily rely on somebody else to protect yourself. I am taking a self-defense class along with Hubby Prepper. It's called Krav Maga. And basically it's a close combat self-defense Israeli technique that teaches you how to literally take somebody out. I think these are valuable skills. I'm trying to learn as much as I can, as fast as I can. I know that there's a lot of holes in what I still need to learn. I don't know how to use a crossbow. I'm not very adept with a knife. I don't know, how to maneuver it or twist it or turn it or avoid being struck by a knife yet, anything like that. So I'm learning. I did pick up one of these babies at the last gun show. A little stun gun here. Thought that would be handy to have. And I'm trying to layer in as many things as I can without, being crazy about it, but definitely wanting to be secure and as prepared as possible. Just wondering if anybody else out there is feeling the same way, that maybe there's an increase in community or local break-ins, crimes, robberies, for whatever reason or cause, is it the economy? Is it a very slow SHTF? Are people becoming more concerned over time or becoming more desperate over time? I personally have noticed an increase, or the other possibility is my awareness to these instances has increased. So I want to kind of toss this out there to ask you guys, do you notice an increase in your area, or do you think it's the same amount that's been going on and maybe I'm just noticing it more because I'm becoming more hyper aware of these things? And also, if you are noticing it, are you doing anything about it? Are you training on any different kinds of weaponry? Are you taking any self-defense classes? Are you safeguarding your home or your homestead or your apartment or your condo in any different way, shape, or form than you would have otherwise? I would love to hear people's ideas, tips or tricks or things that you're thinking or doing along these lines. Just thinking about that today as things seem to be coming a little bit more frequently occurring in our closer area. So I've got a few other things engaged too in my homestead protection, and I'm going to continue to add to those. But I would definitely like to hear how others are faring with this, because I'm sure others are thinking about it, and I know I am, and just want to toss some ideas back and forth with everyone. Take care. Happy and healthy prepping. Stay safe.